Good evening, everybody. This is the Louis Centeno show. Thank you for joining me. It's been a quite a day, quite a week, I should say. We're going to be discussing so mmany topics, so many things, and welcome anyone who will be joining us. I'm going to be bringing in Mr. Ashley West or West Ashley, and we're going to discuss everything, everything. And I'm looking forward to it. I usually don't do my show on Sundays. I usually do it on Saturdays around 12 p.m. Reason I don't do it on Sundays is because I'm in church practically all day. So, but I made a exception for today. I know a lot of people hit me up on DM, asking me certain things. So I'm gonna go ahead and right now bring in Mr. Ashley West, which he is. What's up, my brother? What's going on, man?
What's up, bro? What's going on, man? How you doing?
Boy, it's been an very eventful week, and I wanna take it back to let's take it back to where the Henry Cavill situation first. And I'm gonna set it up. I'm gonna give you my opinion, my thoughts. Why a lot of people, well, at least for me personally, the way Zack responded was to me was to Henry Cavill was not a bad thing, but it was to Henry Cavill. Now, the reason I say that is because for 2 years, Zack has heard. I'm pretty sure people has told him that the Snyder Cut did not exist. So Zack had people speaking for him, telling him that it existed. So he never responded
Right,
back. Never responded back. And then
right,
Henry Cavill does a interview with he does an interview, and he was asked about the Snyder Cut. And for the most
right,
part, at least for me, my opinion, I didn't have a problem with what Henry said. But one thing, and the problem that I had with Henry was when he said that he didn't know the Snyder if there was a Snyder cut, um,
right.
which he had to know because he was there where Zack Snyder shot everything. And I believe in October
Right,
2016, the final shoot was done. So he was there. He knew what Zack shot, and it's to me it's hard to
right, correct.
believe. It's hard to believe that Henry did not know what was going on. Okay,
Right,
so so when he made that comment, at least me personally, the first thing I said, "Wow, Henry." I mean, if you're gonna say that, might as well not say anything at all. What came to your mind? What was your thought when he said that?
Oh man, um, it's a good question. I kind of, I thought he was playing poker a little bit. I thought there may be something going on behind the scenes, but I think he's just trying to keep a job. And maybe some of the people in Warner Brothers is not real hip to the Snyder Cut thing. So I think he didn't want to burn any bridges or muddy any waters.
Uh, tell me what you think about it, because a lot of people gave me the same answer as what you gave me, that he didn't want to burn any bridges. But here's the issue with that: the people that was giving him hard time are no longer there. The people that
Right,
were against Zack Snyder all are gone but one. So to me, it's kind of hard for me to believe that he was being called because he didn't want to lose his Superman movie. And again, that was under Kevin T. That was under Tommy Emmerich, Jeff Johns. Those were under their own management. And when the new management took over, I don't think, at least me personally, the little stuff that I heard, they like Henry, and Henry publicly supporting a Zack Snyder Justice League, which the new regime, they're open to it. I mean, it was basically Zack coordinated everything for the whole week, and they were watching us, and which was good. So that's why in my mind I'm like, what I believe it's more the agent Danny. I believe Danny's telling him, hey, don't say this, don't say that. But I believe
Right.
he could have support a little bit of the Snyder cut, not say too much, be coy, and move forward. That's the
Right.
issue that I have, because if you notice the next day, and again, Zack is precise. Remember, he 2 years he has heard from everybody. The Snyder cut does not exist. It's just assembly cut. He heard that for 2 years. Now, for 2 years, did you personally hear Zack say anything when he heard that?
No, he plays it cool, you know. I think you're right about Danny Garcia. I think you're right about that. But you know, there's Toby still involved, isn't he?
From what I hear, the Blackwood, the new person, she's basically taking his position. So if you read,
Right.
and it took Chris Wan for him when he said that, I read the press release, and if you read that closely, Kobe Emmerich did get promoted, but he got promoted out of that department. So he's no longer going to be involved in that.
Right.
It's going to be that Blackwood woman, which I'm hearing great things from her. So Tony Emmerich doesn't no longer have the power authority that he did as he did last year. So that's why I'm saying that for me, that's just me personally. But what's the first thing that came to your mind?
No,
I
mean, when Zack responded, I mean, it was great. I mean, I love how he did it. He did it like a gentleman, you know. He did it real nice. He didn't, you know, he didn't talk any shit. He just said what he had to say, and he released his picture. So I like that part about Zack, and I think, you know, I think it was well timed. I think it was well needed. It looks like Zack is actually paying attention to the movement.
Oh yeah. I think right now Zack
actually paying for Hinder.
I think right now, I think Zack knows he's gonna the cut's going to be released. I think he knows that already. So I think that's why he's being more open, more bold. I love when I forgot that guy's name when he said it was almost certain an assembly cut, and basically Zack basically told them the assembly cut was 5 hours. I mean, that was classic Zack. I mean, I went crazy. Did I lose you? I think I lost you. Let me check my email. Guys, it looks like we lost. Ashley's gonna try to come back in, but what's up, guys? In the meantime, while we get Ashley connected back, yeah, the guy, I love the hat. He's gonna have to send me one. But everybody, man,
I think he's playing it extremely safe. Extremely safe. That I'll put it.
I agree. He is playing it safe, which there's nothing wrong. That's why I would have preferred him not say that it's not a cut. He doesn't know whether it exists, because he knew it exists, and to me there was no benefit of him saying that. That's why I think it's Danny Garcia agent, and I believe that Danny maybe gave him wrong advice, because it really doesn't benefit her. And I agree with you. I agree with you. I personally believe, this is just me, I personally believe that once the Snyder Cut is released, and it does well, I believe there's a strong chance that Zack could come back and direct Justice League 2 and 3. Small chance. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but remember, HBO Max, they need content. I mean, they need content.
Right.
You know, my daughter got the Disney Channel, and oh my God, I checked it out, and it's full of content. So I don't know what HBO Max is gonna do, but I heard that rumblings. Did you hear the same as well?
A little bit. I didn't hear the last question, but I
Um,
think I'm gonna just say I agree. What would you say?
no, no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I agree with you. With I think Zack. There's a small chance Zack could come back, and from what I'm hearing, the Snyder kind of a cliffhanger. So there's a maybe a definite need for a part 2 and 3.
Boy, boy, that would get the fandom going crazy. If there's a cliffhanger, I mean, what would you hope for? If you were Zack Snyder, what would be the cliffhanger be?
All right. So let's say Ben Affleck dies, and they know how to go back in time. They would probably have to find him or fix the situation. Or then if they go in the wrong or the wrong universe, they might end up in the nightmare sequence. So I think one of those scenarios, or maybe both of those scenarios, play out. I think Ben Affleck dies, and I think they go back and tries to, and they end up in the wrong universe.
Boy, that would be a cliffhanger. That would be a cliffhanger. What about this one? What about this cliffhanger? Darkseid comes at the end, and he has not Superman mind, but he has Supergirl mind and controls her.
I think that'll be dope too. They did that on the what the animation that I think it was like Justice League Doom maybe, and they had to go to Apocalypse, and Batman got her back. That could definitely happen. Definitely.
Yeah. So, see, if I'm, what do you think it's holding back Warner Brothers to announce another Superman? Because I said this on Chris One's show. Think about this: in 30 years, there has been 7 Batman movies. 7. If you count Matt Reeves in 2 years, 8 to only 2 Superman movies. Only 2. I mean, I'm a Superman fan. Yo, what's up with that, bro? Only 2? Oh my God! I mean, Jesus. And I think this is where Henry he desperately does want a solo Superman movie. And I don't know why people because he really did this on Batman versus Superman. If you read his quote, he likes Man of Steel because he verbally said it, and he said Batman versus Superman was not a Superman movie; it was more of a Batman movie. And I mean, if you look at the tone, it was. Justice League, he said, didn't work. Well, obviously didn't. Just look at the mustache. So that's easy to tell. But if do you like Superman or Batman? I don't even know that from you. Who do you like better?
I like Batman better.
Oh, guys, man, I finally got a Batman fan. Oh, Lord, man. What is it about Batman you like? What is it? The dough?
I like that he's just a regular human, and he's just the tip-top state of being a human being. That's what I can relate to most, because I'm a human, and I don't have any superpowers, but I push your body to the point that you can achieve super things. I like that. He bounced back, and he keeps finding a way to push forward. I don't know. I like everything about Batman. His whole character, is very attractive to me. Everything that's all his characteristics I like.
When did you find out that there was something going on with the Justice League? Was it before you saw it? I mean, you reading a little bit about it, or when you saw it? When did you realize that something was up?
Um, now it was after. I mean, it was. I wasn't even really deep into this. Like, people were telling me, I'm a Spartan, so I talk to them all day, and they talk about how they were, communicating during BVS, but I wasn't even around then. I got, let's say, I started pretty much like in the Christopher Nolan trilogies. And then
Oh, yeah.
after that, I mean, I just like Zack Snyder just for, who he was and what he did previously with 300 and Sucker Punch and Watchmen. And then, let's say, maybe sometime around after Justice League is when I started getting serious in it, because I started watching all these videos like Chris Wong. I was watching Dave the Film Junkie, Totally Random,
Mhm.
John Campia, Collider, all of these people I was watching. So I was just basically just kind of pissed off at a lot of shit I was hearing. So I just kind of did it myself and made my own platform, my own podcast. So after that, I started really following it up, and I got into the Spartans, and then I started learning everything. But it was only after Justice League happened that I really knew what was going on. But at the time when Justice League came out, I was so, pissed off at like Marvel fans that I just talked good about it. I was like, fuck it, dog. Whatever it was, I like it better than the Marvel movie, fuck it. So then I started hearing so much about it. And oh shit. I just had to start saying something, after I started really hearing what was going on, and the Spartans, they kind of took me in. Well, my kids started doing a podcast
Your kid?
because we were both, yeah, my kids, they got a
Dude,
podcast.
you're funny, bro.
Yeah, they got a little show. It's called Kids in the Camera. You can see it on
Okay.
YouTube. Kids in the Camera. You'll see they came out and they did a video one time, but they were doing a video kind of just like talking shit just from hearing the shit that I talk about, right? So
Yeah.
Fiona posted it, and Zack Snyder liked it. And then no. Fiona came in their comment section,
Yeah.
and she said, "Yo," she was like, "Yo, use the release the Snyder Cut hashtag." So we did it, and then the next week they did another video, and she posted it, and Zack Snyder liked it. So she then contacted me again. She was like, "Yo, come on Vero, I can show you something." And it was Zack Snyder. And then after that, maybe about a month later, he started following me. And after that, I just wanted to, do something for him. So I started my own podcast, and the rest is history. But it all started after Justice League, because at first I was just I wasn't a casual fan of DC. I like DC way better, but I started off as a Nolan trilogy. I started off as a Nolan fan. And then
Right.
after that, it just grew and grew and grew to I became a huge Batman fan.
Okay.
So when Ben Affleck did it, I was like, damn, dog.
That
Ben
he's
Affleck,
Batman.
yeah, I said he did better than Christian Bale. I was like, what the fuck? So after I saw Ben Affleck do it, I was like, yo, I'm hooked. So, a few months later, I just been doing podcasts to help Zack out.
Yeah, but with me, it's more. If it's more of a personal thing for me. I'm not sure whether you notice or not, but I'm actually a suicide survivor.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah, for those, let me see if I could.
Word.
Let me see. It's right here. Oh, you probably
Right.
right there. So like four. So when I was 19 years old, when we teenagers, at the time my parents was going through a divorce. My uncle, he committed suicide. I was going through a lot. I felt depressed, alone, and I tried to commit suicide. So the doctor said I was this close, um, basically dying.
Ooh.
So when I heard because I know about Zack. I know about his work, and I study Zack a lot, and I don't know everything about him. But one of the things that I know about Zack, he's not a quitter.
Right.
When he starts something, he finishes it.
Right.
So I know the company thing. People are gonna say that Zack step away. I don't believe he stepped away. I believe he was let go. Uh,
Mm.
and uh, when the studios, the old regime, used his daughter as a scapegoat to tell everybody that Zack stepped away for the tragedy, when in reality they used that to fire him. To me, that was gutless. That was
Yeah.
gutless. And I told people this because I told, okay, so if that's the case, then why didn't do it with Deborah? She stood on.
Right.
She stood on.
Right.
So that's why he told me there was something more going on. So it his situation really touched me because I have two girls. I have two daughters. One in college, she's gonna turn 21, and the other one is gonna graduate in high school. She's gonna start college next year. And as a parent, you're a parent. I mean, God forbid. I mean, it's just that's a pain that I never want anyone to go through that. And me being a suicide survivor and knowing what Autumn went through, depression is deadly. Sometimes depression go undetected, and for the studios to use that man after he gave 7 years of his life, dedicated, hardworking, and you're gonna use his tragedy to stab him in the back. Those are gutless people, and karma got them.
Right.
Karma got them.
Right.
It's just to me. That's why it's more personal to me. Yeah. Do I love DC? Absolutely. Do I love Superman? Absolutely. And you know what? If the studio wanted to go a different direction, I have no problem with that. But just let the man finish his hard work, and you move on. But
Right.
no, what they did was, I mean, I just call them coward and gutless, and I would tell them to their face. I'm from Brooklyn, East New York, raised in the ghetto, bro. So I have no problem telling them in their face, "You're gutless. I mean, it's just you don't do that." And it really just like it. It's just it really it got to me how. And then yet this man, Zack Snyder, with the tragedy that what he went through, still going through all this to give us what the fans want. It's just, I mean, he's a great man. I mean, he really is a great man. So um I don't buy the fact that he stepped away. I don't buy that because
Right.
Deborah
Right.
didn't step away.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you think? Did you
I
see what I'm
agree.
saying, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree. And first, I'm happy you're still here, man.
Yeah,
I know that situation was tragic, and it hurt, but I'm happy you're still here, man. This is my,
yeah,
you know, I knew some people who tried to commit suicide. I had a girlfriend; she was a suicide survivor. So it's deep, man. First of all, let me say I'm happy you're still here, and I'm happy you
thank
made
you,
it through that shit, dog.
thank you.
Secondly, I used to live in Brooklyn too. I used to live on Flatbush. East 19th.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, hell yeah. So I used to live in New York too. So
so
yeah,
what
but
train?
East 19th.
No, but what train? What subway?
Shit. Fuck, I don't know. I used to live there like as a teenager, but I only lived there for like probably like a year.
Yeah.
I went up there after high school. We were gonna do construction. And I
Uh-huh.
lived at first we lived on East 25th, and then I moved to East 19th and Cortelyou or something like that.
Okay.
And I lived there for a year. We were gonna do construction right out of high school, try to make some money, whatever. Then they did 9/11, and I was there for 9/11, and that shit was just too crazy. So I moved back down south. But I lived up there for maybe a year or a little over a year, but it wasn't too long.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, East New York. I lived there for the first 19 years of my life.
Right.
Then I met my wife at Spanish Harlem, uh,
Right.
3rd Avenue, 100th Street, and then I lived a couple of years in the Bronx, by Cortona Park, by the Bronx Zoo. I lived there for about a couple of years, and then came to Florida. So when I have this discussion, when I told people about Zack Snyder, and I asked them, "Do you really think Zack stepped down?" I mean,
Right. No.
I
Yeah. No. I don't think he stepped down, and it was it kind of seemed like they were trying to get him out of there before that. I think they just used that situation as a way to do it, but it's a lot of shit. Like Zach puts a lot of shit in his movies that maybe a lot of people in the mainstream media won't allow you to do. Like with the Justice League movie, there are some scenes with Cyborg landing in the Nazi camp, and they made him take that Nazi shit out of the movie. They, if you look at BVS, the very first scene
Mhm.
where Bruce Wayne is running through, Ground Zero, it looked actually like 9/11.
I was
So
there.
that right, that was big.
I was there. I was there in 9/11 when the tower, when the I was doing my internship at St. Vincent's Hospital, and
Right.
me the security guard, we used to play like pranks on each other. So it was a sunny day. So when he told me, "Yo, a plane hit the tower," I'm like, "No way," because us New Yorkers know that's no flying zone area.
Right.
So I went out there, and then when I looked up there, I saw the big hole, and we were all shocked. So yeah, so BBS it's basically ground zero, because that's
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. And I was there too. It was at that time we were living on East 25th in Newkirk. And
Oh,
then they were like, this about to sound so crazy, but I'm gonna tell you.
hmm.
So my birthday is September 10th, right?
Oh,
So that was a day before 9/11. But check this out. That's not even the crazy shit.
wow.
So I'm in the house or an apartment, and I have this dream on my birthday that the buildings was on fire the
Oh,
day before. Yeah, this is some crazy shit. So I wake up that day, and so in my dream, the two twin towers was on fire, and me and my homie, we just walked right past it. We were like, "Oh well." In my dream, here's what I said. I was like, "Yo, I guess they're gonna need new towers in the morning." That's exactly what I said. So then the morning I wake up, and that shit was actually on fire. It was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, what the fuck? So then everybody, you know, I didn't hear it on the radio because we didn't even have radio service when that shit happened. I didn't hear it on the TV because none of the TVs worked when that shit happened. So I don't know how it happened, but yo, I had a dream about that shit on my birthday the day before. But when we went outside, it was like you can kind of see it from a distance. You can see the
Right.
smoke rising from a distance. But then, like around 5 o'clock that day, you remember when the dust started coming down and it
Yeah,
started getting dark? You remember that shit and the smell?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
The,
it was
the,
definitely like BVS. Wasn't when you watch BVS? That's exactly what I think
yo,
about.
check this out. This is you thought your dream was crazy? Check this out. So so we all outside. We saw the second plane hit the tower, and I mean there were people. Now, do you remember when St. Vincent Hospital was located? I was on 14th Street. It was on 14th
Right.
Street. So I wasn't far from there. So we saw the tower collapse, and people were like crying. I mean, it was people have no idea. I mean, I saw my own eyes. So the subway was down, everything was down. A lot of people had to walk home. My wife was expecting our second daughter, and she knew I worked close to there, so I was concerned, like something like she gets stressed out. So I had to call her. But check this out. You remember that scene where that little girl is there, and then Bruce Wayne picks her up and saves her? Okay.
Yep.
The next day, 9/11, September 12th, that area was closed off. I was doing my internship there. So, and all the news all the news people was gathered around St. Vincent's Hospital because that was the closest hospital there. So I get off and I'm walking, and every time I say this, I get a little emotional because I have a daughter. This little girl, I would say between 8 and 9 years old, she shows me her picture of her father, and I was dressed all white. So she thought I was a doctor. She doesn't know better. I just was, doing my LPN internship, and she asked me, "This is my daddy. Have you seen my daddy?"
Wow.
So, I mean, it's just like, so that scene, the beginning scene of Batman versus Superman, it takes me back there. So,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Now, listen, we minorities. So I get, how sometimes people feel. I get it. I get that. But I think people just need to just relax, man. I mean, it's just, if you're gonna get offended about Zack landing Cyborg in a Nazi flag, I mean, really, I mean, come on, you're gonna get offended by that.
Right.
I mean, we're not living in those times.
Right.
And again, I'm speaking as a minority. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm speaking as a minority. So I'm just telling you, how I feel. That stuff don't bother me. You know why?
Right.
Because our parents, our grandparents went through worse. We went through nothing. I mean, maybe a little bit, but nothing compared to what they went through. You know
right.
what?
Exactly. You're exactly right. It was a lot of shit, man. You remember how, like, the media, everybody was ganging up on Zack, and we can still see it to this day. All these blue check people on Twitter always talking shit about Zack, and then, like, Rotten Tomatoes was giving him bullshit reviews and all this other shit, dog. It was so much shit. It was like, I don't know, it was like the whole Hollywood ganged up against him. And for a minute, he was down and out. But if it wasn't for us and, Spartans, people like you, Film Exiles, Parademons, everybody else, if it wasn't for us, Zack Snyder might still be down in the dumps. We kind of made it popular to like Zack Snyder again, and I hope he sees it like this too. We lifted him up, but I think we did it because Zack's movies touched us in some way that we haven't even figured out yet. It just touched us in a way we were like, no, man, you can't shit on this guy. You can't kick this guy, not Zack Snyder. Anybody else maybe, but something about us just made us team up, and we had Zack's back, and look at it now, years later. If one of those blue check people or one of the Rotten Tomatoes or whoever talk shit about Zack, they're about to get bombarded with like 1,000 people, probably saying release the Snyder cut,
Yeah, and here's the thing. Movies, I get it. I mean, it's movies. Not everybody's gonna like his movies. You know what I mean? Like I love 300, but I saw Watchmen. It didn't do anything for me. But do anybody hear me bashing the guy?
Right.
No, because that's not it. We're allowed to have opinions of movies, and it's okay. You can have an opinion of movies, but don't bash the man's work. And I'm not gonna say, hey, Mr. West, I don't know why you like Watchmen. I'm not gonna say that. It's just, we have different tastes. It's okay.
Right.
Now, BVS in the beginning, I didn't like it because there were so many. As a Superman fan, that the theatrical version, it felt incomplete. I'm like, wait a minute, like that scene in when that thing blew up. I'm like, wait a minute, how come you couldn't save that? I mean, and it just didn't make sense. But the Ultimate Edition explained that chair was made out of lead.
Right.
So now all I watch is the Ultimate Edition, and that's a case where the studio meddle in. If they would have let Zack Snyder release the Ultimate Edition in the movies, I mean, okay, why they're 3 hours long, and these studios, these people, they think, well, nobody's gonna want to sit through a 3 hour movie. No, listen, a 2 hour movie is just as worse if it's bad.
Right.
It's just as worse. You know, all I want is a good movie. Now, Titanic. Did anybody complain about Titanic?
Right. Or Avatar or Lord of the
Avatar?
Rings.
Oh yeah, Lord of the Rings or Infinity of War. Nobody.
Right.
Just make a good movie. Just
Mm-hmm.
make a good movie. And if they would have left Zack alone the way they did Christopher Nolan, Zack was trying to do something, man. But
Right. Right.
they rushed him. He didn't want to. He didn't want to do this quickly.
Right. Right. I agree. I agree. I think you're right on track. And I think it was Zack Snyder he had a lot of power and he had a lot of snakes around him. And
Oh,
they probably wanted that power, like look at Jeff Johns. He went down to television, what is it, CW or whatever, and he started writing for them. But I think about this, like TV, DC was doing great. They had like Flash and Green Arrow and other shit like that. But if Zack Snyder, comes out with, let's say, Robin is dead in BVS, or Flash is Ezra Miller or somebody different, or he has a totally different personality, then people stop wanting to watch CW. People stop wanting to really downgrade and go watch those movies when they can actually go see BVS, Justice League, Man of Steel, or something like that. So I think some of those guys maybe was mad at Zack Snyder for all the power he had. He was doing, and David Ayer, Flash was in Suicide Squad. They were doing something big, but I think it was some jealousy involved, and they were happy to see Zack go. And it was probably a lot of people pushing to get Zack out of there because, all right, think like this. For some reason, I think they were trying to do a crossover with Marvel and Disney, right? Because a lot of like Josh Whedon comes from Disney, Marvel. James Gunn comes from Disney, Marvel. But I think eventually down the line, they were going to try to cross over with Justice League versus Avengers. But with Zack Snyder's movies, you couldn't do that because his shit was too dark. You couldn't see Ben Affleck in an Avengers movie, because it just looked weird. So I think what they did is Jeff Johns, he presented it to maybe Kevin T, and he was like, yo, we can't move forward with how dark his movies are, or we can't get Marvel money, and we can't do it like Marvel if Zack Snyder is so dark and his movies are so deep. There's so many levels to his movies. It can't.
yeah.
They're not like Marvel. Zack Snyder has philosophy in his movie. He has, the little themes of Christianity, all kind of shit in his movies. There's so many levels to it. But with Marvel, there's just like a popcorn movie. So I think they were just trying to either be like Marvel or they were trying to be with Marvel. And Zack Snyder's movies just didn't match.
See, a lot of people don't understand how deep Zack is, and he understands the comics. He understands the character. Superman is my favorite. Now, ironically, you mentioned that Zack Snyder has in his movie a lot of Christianity. Well, it's because if you read how Superman was created with the Christ-like.
Right.
And well, it's like the Father. For those who don't know about the religion Christianity, Jesus, the Father. And then you look at Joel. He sent his only begotten Son to the world. Right. So Zack gets it. And,
right.
And what get me upset is that we can't be Marvel.
Right.
Okay, we can't even beat Marvel right now. But the thing is that you don't worry about Marvel. You let them be. They appeal to kids, and it's okay. I like Marvel. I like Spider-Man. I like the Hulk. I like Captain America. I'm not an Iron Man fan. I don't like Thor. I'm more of a DC guy, and the DC appeal more to adults, like for me and you. So if you left Zack, and you could have like Aquaman. You could do a perfect blend with DC. Superman doesn't work on a dark tone, but Batman does. Flash could work on a dark tone. because he has a dark story. So Flash
Right.
will work. Wonder Woman's somewhere in the middle. Aquaman's more, yeah, like the goofy, Jason Momoa. Superman is hope. Okay, I get it. But you could have a perfect blend if you have a person like Zack Snyder who has a vision and put different directors. Hey, you do this, like Patty Jenkins, what she's doing with Wonder Woman, awesome. Um, um,
James Gunn.
yeah, we're doing with Aquaman, and I believe I think the Henry Cavill situation I think is already the issue. It's more of a waiting game. I believe once the Snyder Cut is released, his situation is going to be clear. I think everything what Henry wants, he just wants control of the character. He wants to be able to have final say. And if I'm Warner Brothers, I told Warner Brothers if they're going to bring Zack back to direct Justice League 2 and 3, it's very simple, guys. I mean, listen, I don't have a Yale or Harvard degree. Just tell Henry, your solo movie, tell any story you want. And I think that's all Henry wants. That's if you listen to Henry, he's been saying that I just want to tell the right story according to the comics.
Right.
So
Right.
I believe he already knows. He just can't say yet. And I believe maybe the Snyder Cut could be a part of it towards the end. Zack left it as each person, if they want to go and tell the story, they can. So now, ironically, this week I did a poll, and the poll, I'm pretty sure you saw the poll. Now, you mentioned a few that you used to listen to. I still listen to Dave once in a while. I still once in a while. But the two people that really, really, really just like irks me, and I mean irk me. I'm talking about a ghetto irk from New York. Is Garza and Campia.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, it's just. And right now, this week, I think John just graduated. I think I put him number one now over Garza.
Garza?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put John Campia over Garza now. I mean, did you see what he put this week?
He said something about what Zack should have said or something like that.
I mean, who are you, John Campia?
Right.
He doesn't have to say anything.
Right. I've been felt that way. Remember when he said Zack needs to get off of the internet and blah blah blah? I'm thinking, dog, who are you? You're nobody. You're just some dude on YouTube, just like everybody else. But him and Garza, they're about in the same league as me. I think they're all. I don't know, man. Of course, everybody know I've had it out with Dave the Film Junkie. I had it out with Garza. I think they're all the same to me. I used to listen to Dave, man, and before, at the time, he was like the only one to look at. So if you subscribe to him, he put out so many videos.
Yeah,
he'll pop right up on your their subscription alerts or whatever. But now when I more and more got into him, Dave the Film Junkie, John Aaron Garza, John Campia, people at Collider, they're all the same. They all have the same ending message, whether they go beat around the bush and get to it. Dave, he did it a little sneakier, in my opinion. He was he kind of act like he was a part of us, and then he would throw in his little crazy message of Zack Snyder's movies are unfinished or blah 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 or anything like that. But Campia, he just pissed me off from day one. But Garza, I think it took me a little while to see Garza too, but I kind of put all of them in the same. We call them the 40 Club. We put them all in one list.
I gotta admit, I'm guilty. I kind of have a soft spot for Dave because he's always been cordial to me. He's never, he's always been cordial to me. When I hit him, when I ask him, DM questions, he does answer back. Even some stuff that I put out, he like I put out something last week. He said, "Dude, it was Henry Cavill that when I think went on Twitter that says that Henry Cavill said something about releasing the Snyder Cut, and I was working, so during my lunch break I checked it and I just retweeted it, not even verifying it, and then he just sends me a DM say, "Hey, dude, take it down. It's fake." So I gave him a pass because he's been very cordial to me. Now Garza, he's been a prick, man. He's been a prick, and John Campea, he's worse. I mean, Jesus, guys, it's okay to be wrong.
Right.
It's okay to be wrong. Right. I mean, you follow basketball?
Hell yeah.
How many times has Stephen A. Smith gave a rumor that it didn't turn out?
Right.
It's rumors are rumors. It's okay. Right. I mean, I don't get it. I mean, why people just cannot admit, hey, I got this wrong, because I have. Hey, my bad. Got it wrong. Move on. Be man up and just move on. Just keep on. Right. I just don't understand. So that's the reason why those two I don't like, because I mean, even that John took it too far this week by saying that all Zack has to do is just say that the cut is ready to be released tomorrow. And John, I'm gonna quote The Rock. Know your role and shut your mouth. I mean, Zack don't have to do anything, really. He don't have to do anything. So to me, he just made the list. Are you familiar with Chris Jericho, The List?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm doing one. He's my number one. I mean, he's the dweeb of the week. He's the dweeb of the week. I mean, just go out and I mean, to me, okay, check this out. For all those people, and this is what John is saying doesn't make sense. Let's say Zack Snyder has the cut right now, finished and ready to be released tomorrow. And Warner Brothers tell him, you know what, Zack, here's $50 million if you want to do anything with it. Zack could go back and change his stamp of wolf appearance and put it back to his original interpretation.
Exactly.
So that's why what John is saying is the most dumbest thing ever, because it could be ready right now, but if Warner Brothers agreed to release it in 6 months, he could go back and just change certain things. That's what he doesn't make sense. And he didn't say that from the beginning. He was saying that all Zack had was an assembly cut. Remember that?
Right.
That's all we heard from John. Now he has an assembly cut. It's not done. This and that. Until Zack shut that down. Until he said assembly cut is 5 hours.
Right.
I mean,
that's an excellent point, and I haven't heard anyone say that, like you put it. That was an excellent point. Even if Zack gets the green light and gets some money, because he has his own studio, he can touch his own shit up. But if he gets the green light and some money, he could put Steppenwolf back to his original appearance. So it's not like when he said it's done. We're just waiting on WB, when he said that at the SnyderCon. But you're right. If they get more money and they offer him more money, he can go back in 6 months. He got a lot of time to make it even better, now that the budget is bigger. Yeah. You're exactly right. You are exactly right with that.
Yeah, so that's why what John is saying, it doesn't make sense, because Zack could go on and say, yeah, I could release it tomorrow, but then in 1 month, because Zack Snyder, he's a perfectionist.
Right.
He's a perfectionist. I mean, he's a perfectionist. And out of all people, John Campea should know that. So, I mean, that's why it's just like, and then he blocks me. The dude blocks me. I mean, I'm a little guy. John, why are you doing blocking me? I only have 1,000 followers. I only have close to 200 subscribers. You're the big guy, and you're afraid of me, the little guy? Come on, bro. Man up, man. Jesus, get some heat. I got some heat. And it's okay. I got things wrong. I got the Matt Reed bro. I mean, I said it. I got the Matt Reed. My source told me don't run with it, but no. You know what I did was juicy story. I jumped the gun and I paid for it. I'm new. I'm learning. Not a problem. I man up. I apologize. That's all you got to do. Move on. It isn't less credible.
Right, but it shows your character. It shows you're a stand-up guy those other guys aren't stand up, and it's a testament to your character. They might have 40,000, 50,000 subscribers, but they're not as much of a man as you are with 200 subscribers. So even you say you got it wrong, and if I say I got it wrong, or if I piss somebody off, or if I piss whoever off and say something that I shouldn't say, I will apologize and say I'm sorry. But that's why you're going to go farther than they will, because now just by your show of character, I'll support you. My people will support you, blah, blah, blah. And it goes on and on like that. The only people that's going to support them now are the same bullshit ass people with the same bullshit. I mean, sorry if I can't curse on your show.
No, don't worry about it.
But yeah, your character is going to take you farther than they will. And it's just a testament of who you are. I remember I've heard your name, get something wrong one time. And I remember somebody was telling me, I posted that I was going to be on your show, and they were like, oh, well, he kind of said something wrong one time, but I didn't care. You never did anything wrong to me. You never disrespected me. So I didn't care. I was like, whatever. People get shit wrong. That's life.
That's life. We're going to get things wrong, and it's okay. I mean, geez, yeah. Successful people in life, you're taking chances. You're going to win some. You're going to lose some. Nothing wrong with that. There is nothing. Right. And I always, if you read my tweets, and a lot of it I do for fun, but I always say rumors, take it with a grain of salt. If you're that dummy, don't know what taking a grain of salt means, and you actually believe the rumors, then dude, you got some issue. Rumors are rumors. It's just it's just a lot of it's fun to talk about. Now I've gotten things right. They don't say anything about when. Check this out. Well, the rumor, nobody said it, so I don't believe it. And then when I say a rumor, well, everybody's talking about that, so I can't win. But
right.
Before Shazam, I said Superman made a cameo. And it wasn't, Henry Cavill was not in there. Nobody gives me credit for that. I also said in January that Matt Reeves' Batman was going to be in the 90s. It looks like it's going to take place in the 90s. I also said in January, no, in December. December, guys, go back in December. I said that Jason Momoa, I was cheering that he doesn't care. He's going to be an advocate for the Snyder Cut. This is in December before he made $1 billion. Who's been the most outspoken besides Ray Fisher?
Jason Momoa.
But they ain't gonna give me some love on. They ain't not gonna give me some love on that. In December, I said that Ben Affleck would consider coming back playing as Batman. Okay, guess what he said in March when he did that interview? I haven't closed the door. I would consider coming back as a director. So I've gotten some things right. I've gotten some things wrong. It's okay. And it doesn't bother me. Like somebody tells me, well, I'm going to believe Mark Hughes over me. I would too. Jesus. that doesn't bother me. Than I am. Dude, that doesn't bother me whatsoever. So this is why I have the problem with Garza and more it's mostly Garza and Campea. Because seriously, just it's okay to admit that you're nothing wrong with that.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that. So, what do you think? When do you think the Snyder Cut could be released?
Oh man!
Announced.
Shit. Wouldn't it be nice if they announced it at the Super Bowl?
Okay, true. How's this?
All right.
2/14, Valentine's Day.
Oh wow! Hell yeah! That's my sister's birthday too. Hell yeah!
2/14, and won't it be a typical Zack Snyder move that he announced it on 2/14?
That shit'll be dope. That shit will be dope.
Now, I posed a question to Chris one last night. what makes the most business sense for the Snyder Cut to be released? Before Wonder Woman or after Wonder Woman?
Oh shit. I would say what Wonder Woman comes out in June.
June.
Uh, has to go probably before because all right. So look at it makes business for Zack Snyder because the Snyder Cut will be talked about all the way until his Netflix movie come out. So just if they release the Snyder Cut before his Netflix movie, he will get so much more views, hits, and promotion just from the Snyder Cut, you know?
Me personally, I say after, and I'll tell you why.
All right.
Because after Wonder Woman, there is no other, from what I believe, I don't think, there's no other DC movie after Wonder Woman, right?
Right.
So you have about 5 months worth of everybody just talking about the Snyder Cut.
Right.
And I think if you're the studio, if your intention is to release it next year, you want to milk that. So you don't want to take any publicity away from Wonder Woman. And then remember, Birds of Prey is released, then you have Wonder Woman. So you don't want to hurt those two movies. So I would do it after, because all the promotion, all the actors, everybody could promote it. I mean, not that it needs any more promotion because it's really being promoted. But the point is that everyone could focus on the Snyder Cut, and no DC movie is right there. And won't it be ironic if it's done in November, the 3 years anniversary?
You're right. But check this out. What if Wonder Woman is tied into the Snyder Cut somehow? They have to release it before, and that way Wonder Woman can just continue it.
I didn't think about that.
Think about what if, I mean, I don't know anything, but you know how they say Aquaman was connected to the Snyder Cut, right?
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder helped James Wan, right? But
yeah.
say for instance, something happens to Bruce Wayne in the Snyder Cut, right? Say Bruce Wayne dies. Remember in the movie when in Batman vs Superman when they killed his parents, Excalibur was showing in the movie theaters at that time, and it was in the 80s, right? And they also did the new Joker movie in the 80s. Watchmen is also in the 80s, and so is Wonder Woman 84. So what if they were going back in time after something shitty happened in the Snyder Cut, and going back in time happened to be Wonder Woman going back in time in Wonder Woman 84?
Wow, that's crazy, yo.
It might be connected.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that. I did not think about that. I actually and me personally, it just has this. It has this feel that we actually are close seeing Zack Snyder. I just have this feeling and seeing everything being played out from the beginning of the year, and then Zack gave everybody a clue in March when he says all the decision maker are all but gone. So he already gave that that a clue, and I'm gonna gloat a little bit, because for all those people, because I guess some. They say, people that say I've never been right, but if you ask Chris Wan, if you go back to my tweet on that Thursday, I tweeted about I tweeted to Warner Brothers that you cannot release any extended cut without Zack approval, because I heard that the following day there was supposed to be a meeting. Now I didn't know what the meeting's about because every corporation has a meeting.
Right.
So I didn't think too much. I didn't think too much of it. That Friday morning, that's when I got word. Yo, there's a big meeting about the Snyder Cut. You could ask Chris. You could ask Zack Ryder. There's the receipt on DM. I told him exactly what it was, and that's when they asked people from the insiders that knew about it. They were shocked that I knew about it. So
right.
So there's some information I'm gonna get right. Some information, that sometimes I post things for fun, but I actually think that I think it just feels like we're gonna get an announcement. I mean, just too many people just talking about it. There is no way that Gal Gadot's gonna talk about it and not know it's gonna be released. I just
Right.
have that feeling. Do you have that feeling?
Yeah, definitely. Same with Ben Affleck. He's bigger than all of them, and he tweeted it. And when he did it, I knew there was something going on. And like now the corporations are involved, Subway, Moe's, all of these people. And Ryan Reynolds said, release the Snyder Cut today. Here, he said something about Snyder Cut today.
Yeah, was that funny?
Right. It's too big now. It's too big. They can't ignore it anymore.
No, they can't. They can't.
Right.
And here's the thing. If you could do me a favor, because I know everybody say McDonald's the key. If we could get McDonald's involved, I already asked McDonald's. Now, my wife has been working for McDonald's for 23 years. 23 years here in Florida. So maybe we could ask, people in, somebody here in Florida, because I want to do something for the American Suicide Foundation.
Right.
And what better way getting a corporation like McDonald's to? I mean, it's free advertisement. Subway's so smart. You see all the publicity that they got. I mean, I didn't eat Subway. Do you know what I ate today? Subway.
Right. Exactly. And that's the smart thing about it, because that should show us how powerful we are. Like they thought, they're willing to trade 150 or 15,000, Subway subs for just 5,000 tweets. They're willing to trade that amount for that. So now we should look at it and we're like, damn, we can do 5,000 tweets in 2 hours. Imagine what another corporation, like you said, McDonald's, is willing to trade. We could actually start bartering this shit out. Hey, you donate this to American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, and we'll give you 10,000 tweets. Because this is what we're good at. Hey, we need something over here. We'll do it for you if you do it. We have so much power right now. We have so much leverage, and I think McDonald's would be a good person to talk to. I think, Pepsi, a lot of these people would, but we got to think about like who's in the movie theaters. I know Pepsi, Coca-Cola, I guess popcorn, AMC. If we can get these guys to talk about it, because now they can advertise with us. But what part of Florida are you in?
I'm in Tampa.
Oh, Tampa. All right. I used to live in Florida. I was born in Florida, actually. I went to Tampa not too long ago. I met Dave Bautista in Tampa one time. I went out with him for a few days. Yeah, he lives out there, right?
Yeah, a lot of the wrestlers, they live. Are you familiar with Natalia Hart? Natalia Hart.
Bret Hart's daughter.
She's Jim DeAngelo, Natty Hart's daughter, the one that died.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she lives like 10 minutes from me. So yeah, she lives like 10 minutes from me. But I want people to understand the math. How much money Warner Brothers as of right now passing up? Okay.
Right.
So if let's say 10 million people, and that's small, worldwide, okay, buys a movie ticket, average $12. Because I don't know, right. I don't go to movies, so I don't know. But I did some Google research. So you have people who's gonna do it in IMAX, and you're gonna have people who's gonna do regular ticket price. So I just say $12. Okay, 10 million people worldwide for $12. That is $120 million for movie that is already made.
Right.
I mean, you're giving money away. I mean, you there's money sitting right there.
Right. It'll probably do better than that too. People will see it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times.
I'm just being conservative. I'm being very conservative. I mean, just very conservative. I'm not.
That's very conservative.
Just being very. There's just a 10 million people worldwide, including China, which probably China will probably do 10 million by themselves. But
Right.
worldwide, $12 a pop. That is $120 million that you're sitting on. Okay, and now it's going up now because now you, like you say, people's talking about it. Corporate is talking about it.
Right.
So it's just, I mean, if they could take advantage of that and the marketing, I mean, it's just release it in the movie theaters, and then you could use HBO Max to finish Zack's vision. I mean, I've mentioned that about a couple of months ago. It's so simple. I mean, if you want to do a different Batman, you can. You could let Matt Reeves do his thing. You could let other people do his thing, and you could let Zack Snyder finish his thing at HBO Max. So you have the best of both worlds.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just $120 million that they're. I mean, I just did simple math. I mean, so and I think, like you said, I think it's going to do more. How much you think it's going to do?
I think it'll do $1 billion. I definitely think it'll do $1 billion from China, from America, because like right now it's just huge, man. It's the people who hate Zack Snyder, they're gonna watch it. Yep. Zack Snyder's fans are gonna watch it. Yep. The Marvel fans are gonna watch it. From Ryan Reynolds talking about it. You know, now I got all these people on my Facebook page. They're asking me about it. Now all of Subway's clients, they're gonna watch it. You know, Moe's. It's too big now. It's way too big. If they do a 2-week run worldwide, it will make $1 billion. Plus what it already made, that's going to be what? 1.6, 1.7 billion dollars, you know? It's just too big right now.
It is. And if you're Subway, what you'll do, Subway, and I can see them doing this. You could have a Batman sub, you could have a Superman sub, you could have a Woman sub, and you could actually get Ben Affleck to tell them what kind of sub you have, and you could cater to how they eat it.
Right.
It's just free. I mean, again, it doesn't take going to Yale. It doesn't take going to Harvard. You know, it just takes a genius mind. You know, person just to think logically here. I mean, that's easy money there. So I actually think and I don't know if I'm thinking as a fan or not, but I got a funny feeling that once the Snyder Cut is released and it does well, because it is going to do well financially, I believe that Zack, they're going to ask Zack to finish his arc, the Justice League 2, Justice League 3, and possibly 4. And you can milk that for a good 6-7 years. Right. You really can, because think about it. It takes about 2.5-3 years to start production, filming, and then release. So even if you do Justice League 2 and 3, that's 6 years. You can have Henry Cavill appear for 4 Superman, two cameo, maybe one do us with Supergirl together in his own solo movie. You can have maybe one more Wonder Woman. You're gonna have the Flash. The Snyder Cut is more cyborg centric, so you could maybe have another one. I mean, it's just like it's there. It's there.
It is. They got a lot of money they're sitting on the table because, you know, and I think we're just I think they're already set up to do it because the Pattinson Batman, he's the blue and gray Batman, and I think I said that on one of the Go Deep, one of my podcasts a long time ago. They could keep him as the blue and gray, and then they can have. Imagine how much money they will get if Ben Affleck directs a Batman trilogy. That's another $1 billion franchise, just like if Nolan did it, you know? So they're sitting on a lot of shit. I think they just have to have the right management involved and not the jealousy, not the backstabbers, or not the people who want to see, you know, who want to get all the credit for themselves. But if they find someone who's just willing to make all of this money, they can do it. They have the best of both worlds, and they're sitting on so much fucking money right now. They just need to pull the trigger on it.
Yeah. You got if Zack is allowed to come back and Ben does come back, I got the perfect director to direct Ben's movie. Ready for it?
Ooh. Who?
Zack Snyder himself.
Yeah, you're right. Or Ben Affleck himself. He can direct.
He can, but if I'm Ben, I want Zach to come and direct it. He could be the producer, so he could focus on that script, because Jay Oliva said that when he saw Ben's script, he said it was the best Batman script he ever.
He's ever seen.
And if the Snyder Cut does have Deathstroke in there, I mean, the fans is gonna want. Now Batman's my second favorite superhero. So he's my second, and um, Ben Affleck to me is the best Batman, the best,
Definitely.
the best Batman. So if
Definitely.
Zack Snyder could come back and direct his Batman with JO2 and Justice League 3, that there you go. You make Ben Affleck happy. And this notion that Ben was upset with Zack Snyder. Come on, really? I mean,
That's your boy. That's your boy said that.
doing something like that, bro. It's seriously, man. He was upset at him. I mean, first of all, Zack had no power.
Right.
That theory doesn't make sense. Why would Ben be upset with Zack that Zack didn't fight for his vision? I mean, Zack already probably. I mean, if you're Zack Snyder and you know that the decision was made already, why waste my energy and time for something that you know is going to happen? I mean, to me, it didn't make sense that Ben will be upset with Zack Snyder.
Right.
Because the person that Ben should be upset was Jeff Johns.
Right. Correct.
Stabbed him in the back. Who changed his script? Who went to Kevin T and screwed? That's the one who should be mad, not Zack Snyder.
Definitely. Definitely.
So that part didn't make sense. So I don't want to keep you long. So let's. I know there's some questions here. So let's show this one here. My reaction to Henry Irishman. You might be demonstrating a failure to show appreciation. No, man, I appreciate Henry Cavill. I mean, he is to me by far the best Superman. This has nothing to do with appreciation. If you're gonna talk about appreciation, dude, I could play Devil's Advocate with you. Henry should show a little appreciation to the man who got him the Superman.
Correct.
So I just gave a fair assessment to how I saw it, how I see it. That if he didn't want to jeopardize his chances of getting a Superman, then he should have just told the interviewer, "Listen, I'm not taking any Snyder Cut question. I'm not taking any Superman question. Unfortunately, I'm unable to answer it. You move on." If he was so worried about that, so that's why to me it didn't make sense. Any updates on the Snyder Cut? At this point, guys, I mean, I hear a lot of things. It's something that I don't feel comfortable saying it. All I can tell you is that Zack is in control, and if he knows when it's going to be announced, he's going to make that decision, and it's going to be him. He's not going to give it to the trades. No way, no way.
Right.
After what they did to him, he's going to make the announcement. And you know how I know that? Jay Oliva told me himself.
Nice.
On the when we had the interaction in December, Jay Oliva told me that if and when the Snyder Cut is released or announced, it will be Zack making that announcement.
Nice.
So he's gonna make the announcement, not the trades, not know anybody. So, but I could tell you guys that we are those that follow football. We definitely in the red zone. That's for sure.
Yep. Definitely.
That's definitely I could tell you. We in the red zone.
Definitely.
Boom, quote you two gangsters. We gangster. That's right, man. You got two Brooklyn people. That's right, gangsters. That's right. I agree with Wes. Henry's trying to be neutral to keep his job. That's definitely quite possible. But I think that was more me personally. That was more true if the old regime was there. But the old regime is not there. We have new people. So that's why I say me personally, my opinion, that it has to be something more than that. Wes always be sporting that gangster hat. Yo, let me see that hat. Release this. Yo, you gotta send me one, bro. Promote that, bro.
Yo, you know Lord Koj, right? He's
No.
um he's on Twitter. He's a Spartan. He got me this hat one day as a gift. I got him on my show, and right after the podcast, he sent me a gift. So we can thank Lord Koj for this one.
Oh man, yo, that's awesome, man. The Lewis Centeno show. Hello, I have to be straight with you. As long as we get another Superman movie with Henry, it's all I care about. Dude, again, I'm a Superman fan. That's what I want. I just said it. I told you guys in 30 years, we only got 2 Superman movies. Only 2. Only 2. God, I haven't changed the subject. All right. Also, Henry may be scared with AJ coming in and recasting for Soup. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Because if you look at JJ's history, JJ doesn't recast. Go look at JJ. He doesn't recast. He rarely recasts. I mean, if he starts over, he's probably gonna start over with the same people. But he's never recast. At least what I've seen before. Did he recast? You want to hear something funny? I've never ever watched a Star Wars movie.
What? That one he did was pretty good. He did like 2 or 3, right?
You actually I've never seen a Star Wars movie, and I'm thinking about maybe doing like a YouTube, maybe doing every week watching one, from the very beginning with Harrison Ford, and just get people to click on it. I've never. I mean, I probably saw number 1 or 2, but it was when I was small, because I think it came out. You know what year it came out? Number 1. Do you know when number 1 came out?
You talking about Star Wars?
Yeah, Star Wars.
Like what? 78?
See, I was 4 years old, so I don't, so I don't. If I saw it, I probably forgot about it. So
Star Wars is the shit, dog. Star Wars is the shit. I like them all, but damn, I don't think I've known anybody who's never seen a Star Wars movie.
Never. And I've never. You want to hear something too? I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Oh shit! Now you're missing out, bro.
Okay, but the one that I want to see, because I got a 4K TV, because everybody's telling me that Lord of the Rings in 4K is awesome.
Lord of the Rings is the shit.
Yeah,
Lord of the Rings is the shit.
So that one for sure. Starting next year, I'm gonna get the whole thing in 4K, and I'm gonna watch it for sure.
Right.
For sure.
I got a 4K TV also, and I watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is the shit. I like Lord of the Rings. I don't know. I think the original Star Wars was better, but Lord of the Rings is up there, definitely.
Hell yeah for the Snyder cut. I mean, yeah, that's right. I'm all in. Medicine is a tool. Yeah, man. I mean, and here's the thing, man. For these people to believe people who are more connected, here you have medicine who's supposed to be connected, okay? And it says, but don't believe the small people like me, and it's fine. It's okay. Again, guys, I don't do this for a living. I do this as a hobby. It doesn't bother me really. I mean. I got a wonderful wife, a model wife. I got 2 beautiful kids. It doesn't bother me. But going back to the people that says, believe the trades, believe these people who are more connected. You have this Middleton dude who says that when Zack posted that 214 thing, that was an assembly cut. Really? I mean, so it just goes to show you that even the people who are connected get it wrong.
Right.
Okay. What do you 2 thugs think Warner Brothers would do if the Snyder Cut is a hit? Honestly, guys, I said it before. I did, and again, it's just not me hearing it. You could ask other people. Even Dave, Dave and Colbert, who they like throwing, like things. Okay, they even heard that there's a chance that Ben could come back and Zack could come back. The difference is I actually said it first. I said it in March when I tweeted out, and I said, Oh, I'm hearing rumors that Zack could come back. Everybody call me crazy. Everybody's like, oh my, not everybody, but a lot of people. And now you're hearing the same thing. So there's a chance. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, guys. But again, it comes down to what? The Benjamins. Like, sometimes the Benjamins, like Biggie Small says, more money, more problems. But yeah, but as long as listen, it's all about the money. If the Snyder Cut does well and it makes smart business sense, it's a possibility that he could come back. I mean, and I'm not the only one that's saying that. That people who are more connected than me heard the same thing. Patty Jenkins for Superman. She does love. She loves Superman. What do you think? No, you don't want Patty Jenkins for Superman? No.
No. I'd rather, if not Zack, JJ.
JJ. See, I've heard a lot of people. See, here's the thing with Star Wars. Like I want to watch it, but I hear a lot of people that throw shades on JJ for making Star Wars. I mean, did you like it?
I think his Star Wars when he came back, what was it? Episode 7, I think, when he did it. It was exactly like the original one. But I like how he does his movies, man. There's a lot of his movies are very attractive. They look excellent. You got a lot of, it's not like Michael Bay kind of explosions, but a lot of action, a lot of wow, it just pops. So I wouldn't mind JJ doing anything. If it's not gonna be Zack Snyder to do a Superman movie, it has to be JJ Abrams. Has to be.
JJ Abrams. What about Ben Affleck?
Keep Ben Affleck at Batman.
You want Ben Affleck Batman? Focus on Batman?
Yeah, okay. Definitely. Because he's the perfect Batman. And, going through his situations he's been going through lately, the drinking problem. I think he has some issues with his girlfriend or whatever. That is Batman, Batman comes out of the hole. He comes out of the darkness. He's always going through shit. He's always fucked up. And somehow he puts on all black and he finds a way to keep pushing. That's Ben Affleck currently right now,
I mean, that's the names that is being thrown out for Superman is J.J. Abrams. That's the name that you hear a lot, which kind of worries me because when you hear a name, it never pans out. Like when Ben Affleck was announced for Batman, no one saw that company. I mean,
right.
No one. I didn't see it coming. Remember, Chris Terrio knows everything and is tight with JJ, and we know where JJ goes after the Rise of the Skywalker. That's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, listen, I just want a good Superman movie. I don't care who's directing. I want a good Superman movie. Superman.
Check this out. What about JJ does the Superman standalones, Ben Affleck does the Batman standalones, and Zack Snyder does the Justice League come together?
That makes sense to me. Listen, I just want another. All I want is another Superman movie. That's all I want. I'm trying to think of another director that because Chris McCurry, he actually pitched it to the aubergine, and they basically left him in dry. And I asked Chris McCurry what he reconsidered. He told me no.
Right.
He told me
you
no.
Asked him?
I asked him. Yeah, he says no. He wouldn't do it because he was like, and I get his point. Don't leave him out. Out and dry. He asked. He put. He wanted to pitch it, and they just didn't. They never responded back to him. So
right.
So I'm trying to think what other director could possibly direct Superman besides J.J. Abrams.
It has to be J.J. He's the only option right now.
When they release the Snyder Cut, I'm going to yell Jumanji. So yeah, with the Zack will return. He's finished his 5-arc. I think that's what we all wanting. We definitely want Zack to finish his 5-arc, and I hope he does. I hope he does. I find it hard to believe that a new Warner relationship will be this brain dead. From what I hear, guys, I'm telling you, from what I'm hearing, Ann Sonoff, she's a big Superman fan, and she really is. She's a big Superman fan, and Her changing the Warner Bros. Logo was symbolic. Her changing that logo was symbolic. Basically, what she was telling us, guys, forget about the past. This is I'm doing something new here. If I'm hurt, that's the way I get back Zack back. I get back Ben back. Hey guys, I know what happened before. My apologies. This is a new regime. What can I do for you guys to come back? I mean, that could be a tool. So sad part as many Americans still oh yeah. Sad part is that many Americans still think that only two buildings fell on 9/11. No, more than two buildings fell on 9/11. I believe it was five.
7.
It
Oh,
was
I thought it was 7 of them.
seven. Okay,
I think I think every building with the prefix WTC fell that day, and
yeah,
it's 7 buildings.
yeah. No, yeah, it's true. Fortunately, people they only talk about the two buildings, but there were other buildings that did collapse. The Dark Knight Rises 2 hours and 45 minutes. Yeah, the Dark Knight Rises were almost 3 hours. Uh,
Right,
the next Batman film was BVS. You Warner Brothers think audience couldn't handle 15 minutes extra? It's true. I mean, like I said, people when they go to the movie theater, you know, what I think what irritates people the most is that if you're there for 2 hours and the movie sucks.
right, right,
That people don't mind staying for a long movie because if the movie is good and it has a good reputation, like the Dark Knight Rises, that was almost 3 hours, but
right,
but people didn't care about it.
right, right,
They didn't care about it. BVS is $1 billion film. It was properly, if it was, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. If they would have left Zack alone and let him release his ultimate edition, it would have been $1 billion. And Rotten Tomato did hurt that movie.
yeah,
Rotten Tomato
definitely.
did hurt that, and I don't like Rotten Tomato, man. I just don't. You know, some of these critics have no idea. Like one yesterday already, he tweeted it out. Like, what is Wonder Woman flying with a rope? That tells me that he hasn't read the comments, and you're gonna have that
Right.
logo probably work for Rotten Tomato. That's just that's not a movie for adults. It is to 300. Lewis, I think Henry is competing with Zack for creative control. Hence, Henry. I don't think so. I don't think Henry is competing with Zack. I don't think so. I think if Zack does agree to come back, is going to finish his Justice League arc. That's what I think. That's what I don't think Zack. If Zack knew that Henry wants his own solo movie, has his own director, I think Zack is past that. To be honest with you, that's my opinion. John Campea clearly has an agenda, no question about it. I've never seen someone who so terrified to be wrong. I agree. I just don't understand. It's okay to be wrong. Who's that?
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, 2 thumbs up. Yeah. Is no one else commenting? Yeah, well, I guess no. A lot of people are. Who's Garza? Integrity 101. I'm gonna leave it like there. You don't want to know, so I don't want to because he's a pompous.
He's touchy.
Yeah, he's just like he down talks to people.
Right.
He goes in like thinking like he's the smartest in the one in the room. Like he knows everything. Like he brung his a VFX person, stating why he's gonna take $40 million. Dude. I mean, really, you're gonna bring your own VFX person that knows the business? Yeah. He was not Zack VFX person. So,
right.
Unless you're waiting for Zack, everything's just speculation. So that's why people, man, just anyway. I don't want to get my blood pressure high. Louis Centeno show. Can you give us a celebration pump if it's up to Henry? Come on, bro. You guys, just because I had an objective opinion doesn't mean I don't want Henry to come back. I like Henry. I really, but yes, if Henry comes back, Superman is announced, we'll toast. I'll toast to a root beer. Yeah, that's the beer guy. I don't drink. I do Sprite. I do fruit punch. I do whatever. Or even I do champagne. Bro. You're crazy, bro. I'm so tired of Warner Brothers. They should announce it now. Well, here's the thing, though. if Warner Brothers already told Zack to, okay, go ahead, release your movie. If you're a small business, you're gonna want to milk this. You want every penny. So I don't blame Warner Brothers for that. As long as they already gave the okay to Zack, release it, we're fine with it. If they want to milk every dollar, as long as I see it next year, I don't care. I don't care. I'm thinking as a business person. Are you thinking that too?
Yeah, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
I mean, that's all I care about. Cavill never left. It was just nonsense. Yeah, but for the bloggers, yeah, the bloggers. Oh gosh, it's not going to be $1 billion movie without full marketing campaign similar to Avengers BVS. Well, it is because think about it. The Justice League made about 650, right? We know it's
Hmm.
going to be minimum 350. So
Right.
it's going to be $1 billion movie. If it's released in theaters, it's going to be $1 billion.
Weird proper campaigning. Look at the promo that the Spartans and everybody's doing on Twitter. You know, trending #1 in the world. That's big enough campaign for it right now. You know, Man of Steel almost made a. I mean, Batman vs Superman almost made $1 billion with bad press. You know.
If you take the DVD sales, you take all that, it made $1 billion.
Right. Right.
If you take the DB sales, it did make $1 billion. I agree 100%. Only a handful of picks in the history made over $1 billion. Is not a big club. It's true. It's not a big club. I will make $1 billion. I might want to mention reading. Yeah. My main reaction to Henry's quote. Okay, to Henry's quote. Um, before I let you go,
What's up?
do you got something against Joss Whedon?
No, no. I mean, no, I don't. I don't really got nothing against nobody, but I mean, he did. He came in. He did what he had to do. I guess he was like a higher hitman. You know, they knew they wanted a whole different movie, and they reshot 90% of it. Like it's coming out right now. That only 10% of Zack Snyder's movie was in there. So I just think they wanted a whole different movie, and they knew Josh Whedon could pull it off. So
Yeah, I mean, here's
whatever.
the thing. I'm a minority here. I don't blame Joss Whedon, and
Right.
I think people blaming Joss Whedon is missing the point. Because if
Right.
Joss Whedon would have said no, the studio would have got some director who would have said yes.
Right.
Now, what director is going to turn down potentially directing a Justice League movie? No
Correct.
one is going to do that. So
You're
I don't
exactly
blame
right.
not the director for he had no power. Josh
Right.
has no power. It's
Right.
the people who was in charge. That's who should get the blame. Josh
Right.
had,
Correct.
Josh had no final authority. It's Kevin T. It's Jeff John, Tommy Everett. Those are the people we should be blaming 100%, not Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon did something that most directors probably would have done. Okay,
Right.
so I'm the minority. I don't blame him whatsoever. It's like when Michael Jackson died and they went after the doctor. I was a minority. I said, why you blame the doctor? Michael Jackson was an addict. If he didn't get it from that doctor, a rich man like that, he's gonna get what he wants from somebody else. I mean, that's just me thinking. By us blaming Josh Whedon, you're giving him too much power because he had no say.
Right.
He had no
Right.
say. Uh, Donald two Superman films, Snyder two Superman films are the only 4 Superman films worth watching. Uh, yeah, I agree. I want another Superman movie, but not with J.J. Abrams. I told you that a lot of people, there's some people that don't want J.J. Abrams. Okay, fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you don't want J.J. Abrams, who do you want?
Right.
When Zack's 5 film arc is done, another director can do whatever he wants with Superman. Zack was setting up. See, but here's the thing, though. With the Snyder cut, I think it's set up perfectly that Henry could do his own Superman movie solo, and Zack could do his Justice League 2 and 3. So we
Right.
don't have to go that route.
Right.
Uh, oh, this I already did this already. What about God talking about the Snyder Cut today? Yeah, did you see that? Did you see what God Gadot said about the Snyder Cut?
No, what did she say?
Somebody asked Gal Gadot, does she want to see the Snyder Cut, and she says that nobody has seen the Snyder Cut. Then Patty Jenkins jumped in and says no one has seen the Snyder Cut, and she was like Gal Gadot was struggling to find the right words what to say, so that's why I know something was up. And Gal Gadot, she said at the end that there a lot of stuff happened behind the scenes that was unfortunate to Zack. Go check it out. When you have it when we're done with the show, which we're almost done. Go check it out.
Right, I will.
Zack is coming back. The best evidence is Superman. Zack's character being on the hold for 2 years. I've been saying this for years. No way J.L. Baum, Warner Bros. Didn't call up Zack and start begging. I think the best of both worlds. If they want to keep Henry Cavill as Superman, they gotta let him do what he wants with Superman. And I don't think Zack is bent on directing another Superman movie. I don't think that's a priority for him. I think he probably would want to do Justice League 2 and 3. That's just my opinion, guys. There's nothing about the Snyderverse that cannot be fixed. I agree. Yeah, I mean,
right.
Once the Snyder Cut is released, everything is fixed. You could go so many different directions. Ben Affleck, going one-on-one with Deathstroke right there. Man of Steel 2. You already have Wonder Woman 84. You're gonna have Flash. You're gonna have Aquaman. I mean, the Justice League, like you're right, Integrity 101. It's true. Once it's released, it fixes everything. I know that this will never happen, but what do you think if the Russo brothers talk Superman? Nah, I don't want no Marvel people. I don't want no Marvel people directing my Superman. No. I don't want the Russo brothers, man. And if you had to put a gun to my head, a Marvel person directing the Superman, Ryan Reynolds, only because he got behind the Snyder Cut. But other than that, I want no Marvel director touching my Superman, none whatsoever. And I'm not saying they're not good directors. I'm not trying to say that. They're good directors for Marvel, not for DC. Sorry, I don't want my Superman being no. I'm sorry, Tony. No way. Major problem with JL is that the current reviews for Justice League on Rotten Tomato. No, it's not going to change the ratings. If it's released in the theaters, well, you know what? I don't know. Well, what do you think? Do you think he's basically saying if the Snyder Cut comes out, that it's going to have the same rating as Justice League, which I don't think so.
No, I mean, even if it does have a bad Rotten Tomatoes, we're smarter than that now. We won't pay attention to what they say. Back then, too many people paid attention, but now everybody knows Rotten Tomatoes is full of shit, so it won't even matter.
And not only that, but Warner Brothers, they got tough when the Joker came out. Warner Brothers said, "You know what? Screw you guys. No, right. I don't care about you guys." And look, it's up for. Did you know now it got nominated for 7 Academy Award? The Joker.
Wow, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix is up for Best Actor, and Joker's up for Best Picture.
That's dope.
That's what happens, Warner Brothers, when you leave the directors alone. And comic book or movie could do very well. You don't always have to. I mean, what Marvel besides Black Panther? I think that's the only Marvel movie that did okay in the Oscars, right? Was it Black Panther?
Yeah, I don't know.
Black Panther? Did you see Black Panther?
Yeah, I did.
I thought it was good. I just think it was overhyped. It was good. Don't get me wrong, very good.
Right.
But I think it was just overhyped, just like Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I didn't like it that much. It was alright. It wasn't. I mean, I think it was way overhyped, like you said, but it wasn't. I didn't think it was anything special, you know.
Yeah, no, it was not bad. I'm not saying it was not a bad movie, but it was not Oscar worthy. I'm sorry, and I don't think so. John Q. Now, when we want to talk about good movie, John Q. Go watch John Q.
All right.
Yeah. Honest question, please discuss. A casual fan that saw a Batman film or two will not pay to see a JF film that already saw. Casual fan knows it's a different film. I'm not understanding your question. Do you understand the question?
Say it again. Say it again.
It says, honest question, please discuss. A casual fan that saw a Batman film or two will not pay to see Justice League film that they already saw. See what I'm saying? We need a casual fans to know it's a different film. Well,
Oh,
it
right,
is a
right,
different film. I mean, it is with all the marketing. A casual fan got to know. Listen, my wife, my kids know it's a different film, and they don't watch comic
right,
books. So if they
right.
know, casual fans gonna know. Trust me, they are.
They know. They
Yeah.
know.
Do not bash that at all. He was put in a bad position. I agree with you. I don't bash Josh Whedon at all. Thanks, Louis. You two are an amazing job. And the last couple of more questions. I want to get this in. Warner Brother needs to wake up and announce this movie, or the diehard fans are going to make them pay with their pockets. And I don't think so. We want it so bad. It's guys. We're almost there. Trust me, we're almost there. Should we? What's the film Justice League? Nah, I don't think so. The Louis Centeno, so I really think that Patty Jenkins would do a Superman justice. Well, you got another person that's saying that Patty Jenkins. Listen, if you ask me between her and the Russo brothers, I'm choosing her for sure. That's,
Yeah, me too.
that's for sure. No boob jokes in my Superman film, please. Yeah, no, I know. Nah, that doesn't work. That's Rotten Tomato will continue Justice League reviews because they are titled to the same. No, basically he's asking, when the Snyder Cut is released, are they going to tweak with the title?
Tweet with the title, the
Yeah,
Snyder Cut.
yeah, like
Uh,
instead of being Justice League, maybe Justice League Steppenwolf, Justice League Darkseid, or Justice League Part One. They're basically saying that the name, since it already was released 2 years ago, that it's gonna get bad press. Is basically what he's saying.
It'll no, they have to use Snyder Cut now because that is just too big. The hashtag, Ryan Reynolds, even I mean, it's too big. They can't not say it. They can say maybe Zack Snyder's version or director's cut or something like that, but it'd be stupid to not use a Snyder Cut because with the tweets and the hashtag is just too big right now.
I agree. And we have one last question of the day.
All
With
right.
you guys think that Zack's real picture was recent? That is $1 million question.
Say that again.
Basically, the
Say it again.
Do you guys think if the Zack real picture was recent, the one that he posted on Tuesday when he says is a Snyder Cut real?
Oh, right. Yeah, it was.
You think it was recent?
Yeah, I think so. I think because Zach watches and he follows. So remember when they were talking about 165 and first 214? If it was old, he would have released that picture back then because it said 214 on it. That picture, I think that picture is being prepped to send it to theaters because it was film. It wasn't digital. Like if it was on HBO Max, it'll be a digital copy sent on like a hard drive or something. That was on a film and it was screen locked, ready to send. So it was probably being sent to theaters. So that must mean it was recent. It was never we were never at this point on the goal line like we are right now,
Here's the thing. I believe the 214 minute thing he posted was recent. Now I do believe the 214 had no shot being released in the theaters, not with the old regime. So if you go back of October of 2017, when a fan asked Zack Snyder, "Is his Justice League 170 minutes?" Zack liked it, and Jeff John basically got in and was arguing with Zack. So Zack already knew that they butchered his movie. I did a video on that. If you go back to the timeline, Zack was let go around May. Deborah Snyder stood in the project. Now, are you married? Are you married?
No.
No, but let's just say you're married for a minute. You're on a project, and somebody's messing with your project. You think your wife is going to tell you?
If somebody was messing with my project, would my wife tell me?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would tell me.
Yeah, exactly. So Zack kind of knew. Deborah told Zack, hey, they're butchering your movie. So when Zack liked that post 170, he basically was telling everybody, hey guys, the movie you guys gonna see next month, that's not my movie.
Right.
So but the 214, I believe it was recent. I believe it was recent. I could be wrong, but I could believe it was recent. I'm gonna stay answering a few more questions. You're more than welcome to stay, but if you want to go, not a problem. But I would definitely want to come on your podcast, bro, to celebrate, man.
Yeah, hell yeah. Let's set it up, man. You just tell me when, and we'll make it happen. I definitely want you on the podcast.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And guys, just listening to me, man. Really, man. I've never professed to be always 100% right. I'm gonna get things wrong. You have an honest person that'll tell you, hey, I've got people could vouch for me when they send me a DM and they say, hey, have you heard of this rumor? No, I haven't. I have no problem being honest. No, I haven't heard of it. Have you heard something? I have no problem being honest. I just, I'm not. There are other people who are more connected to me, and I do this as a hobby. In reality, I really got into this because of Zack and what happened with his daughter. That's the reason why I got into it. Who knows? Once the Snyder Cut is released, will I continue? I don't know. I'm just joining the fight late. I don't deserve the credit because I joined late. The one who deserves all the credit is Fiona, Chris, you, Zack Ryder. The people. You guys. You know who you are. This has been fighting since day one. You guys deserve all the credit. I just came late. I just came late. I will always give you guys credit. When people give me credit, I say no, don't give me the credit because there are people who. Chris, every single day doing a video. I couldn't do that, man. That's dedication. Fiona. Right. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing a lot of people, but you guys, you know who you are. So this is why it's so important that we don't let up. We keep on fighting. We keep on pushing. We keep on pushing. Don't let people discourage us. The people that call us toxic, if you read their comments, they're the toxic one. Okay, what do you care if we're asking for a movie? If you don't want to see it, fine. You don't want to see it, you don't have to watch it. Nobody's gonna put a gun to your head. But don't tell me what to fight for. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to tweet. I want to see it. If you don't want to see it, that's more prerogative to you. So forget about those people. That's right. Forget about those people. Don't worry about them. We keep on pushing. Zack right now is in charge. If you notice, Zack is coming on Twitter. He's posting more. So we're gonna get it, guys. Just be positive. Let's encourage one another, and we'll keep on pushing. Okay.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. Not a problem. You take care, right, man?
Yeah. My phone just dropped, but we can do this again, dog. I want to tell you thank you, man. And you are definitely a stand-up dude, man. I'm gonna follow you now, and we fuck with each other on Twitter, and you inbox back and forth, but. Yo, if you want to come on the show or you ever want me back on your show and talk or promote or whatever, man.
For sure, man. For sure, man.
Just let me know. You're definitely a stand-up dude, man, and I appreciate you reaching out to me, man.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem, man. I really appreciate it, man. I really do, man. Anytime you want to hit me up, I'm here, right, my man?
Yes, sir.
All right, you take care, man.
All right, dog. Peace.
All right, peace. All right, guys. I know you guys have a few more questions, so I'm gonna wrap this up here. I want to be fair with to you guys who asked additional question. Silly question: Batman versus Superman suit or jail Batman suit? It's a silly question. PVS Batman suit or jail? Oh, I like Batman versus Superman. I like the Batman suit in BVS. No, Lord, you're getting it wrong, bro. All bad reviews that exist now will literally be copied, pasted as reviews for Justice League that is bad. You're probably right, man. But you know what? At this point, it's not gonna make a difference. The studios actually they don't care now. If you look at how the new regime acted when the Joker was released, how they try to put the Joker was a white man, about a white man movie about you killing people, when so many movies been worse than that. They just got fed up with it. They got fed up with the bloggers. They got fed up. So I get your concern, but reality, man, I don't think it's gonna play a part. To be honest, I really don't, because it comes down to the money. So that's just my opinion. Yeah, I agree, but that was like gonna be 4 years ago. So I wouldn't pay too much mind to that. Y'all went deep. Yeah, we did. That's what we do. That's what we do. Because both films are titled Justice League, so reviews already exist for Justice League. I think if the Snyder Cut is released, I think it's going to be called a Snyder Cut. I really do. I really do. It's going to be called a Snyder Cut, the Justice League, the Snyder Cut. And I think Zack is going to do that just to pay homage for the fans that fought for his vision, that fought by his side. So that's just my my opinion on it. Um, I'm just trying to point out, if this gets bad review, the Snyder Cut versus in danger. No, I don't. I don't think so. No, no. I honestly don't. Especially if it's released in HBO Max, which a lot of people are saying that's probably going to be the way to go. Um, and even if it's released in theaters, if Zack Snyder is allowed to finish his Arc Vision in HBO Max, Rotten Tomato is not going to matter. I promise you. If Zack is allowed to finish his vision in HBO Max, the reviews not going to matter. It's not Rotten Tomatoes is not going to matter. I promise you, it's not. Wait and see, Integrity 101. We're gonna have this conversation down the road. Watch. Watch. Okay, you say this. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I am, but this could be the problem with the Snyderverse that just has a problem with BVS. Um, honestly, let's just get the Snyder Cut release. By all accounts, even a lot of people who doesn't like Zack Snyder, most of them who are reasonable, said it's definitely going to be a better movie than what was released 2 years ago. So I honestly think you're worrying about it too much because you want the Zack's arc, and I do too. But honestly, I really think that once the Snyder Cut is released, especially if it's released on HBO Max, the reviews won't matter, man. It really won't. What about Zack doing another con in LA, New York City to hype up the trilogy? It all depends when the Snyder Cut is released. If it's announced, and let's say, for example, if it's released in the theaters in November of next year, then yeah, then you would think that there will be they will promote it at a Comic Con. Even if it's released, let's say September on HBO Max, I could see that happening. But if it's released prior to Wonder Woman 84, because from what I understand, from what I've been reading, HBO Max is scheduled to be released sometime in the spring, between March and May. I truly believe we will hear some Superman news after Wonder Woman 84 is done. It's possible. It's possible. I was told that once the Snyder Cut is released, that Superman's Henry situation will be more clear. But you could be right too. I mean, that's definitely logic. Does Ben return and do Deathstroke film? Well, if Ben does return, it's for sure. If he does return, is to finish Justice League 2 and 3. If he does return, uh, I want to see that Deathstroke movie with Ben Affleck. That would be bad. That would be bad. All right, guys. I think this is it. This is it, guys. I think Ben is back. He wants to connect his legacy. I don't think he's worried about his legacy. I mean, he's already a millionaire, so he doesn't. But if he does come back, it's probably just to finish what he signed up for. So in any event, guys, I thank you guys for joining me. It was a great show. Um, we had a lot, to discuss about the Snyder Cut. I really enjoy having Mr. Wes Ashley on the show with me. I usually don't do shows on Sundays because I'm in uh, church basically all day. So, but in any event, guys, it was an honor, doing a show with you guys. I think I have something set up for this Saturday. I'm gonna have a her name. Let me let you know. Where she's at. Tia Fabi is going to probably be joining me next Saturday. She's probably going to be joining me next Saturday. As of right now, we were scheduled, so I definitely keep in contact with her. But it was the Wonder Woman trailer was awesome. I saw it today. Like many of you, I really enjoyed it. I think it's going to be. It looks good. It looks good. It looks good. And if you notice in the beginning, it says a new era of Wonder Woman begins. So I'm not sure if a lot of people caught that, um, but I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. We just remain positive, encouraging each other, and I really appreciate it. So anyway, guys, again, thank you for joining me. Usually those same people, and I know who you guys are. From Tony, from Integrity. Um, you two always join my show. W. Mir, I thank you so much for joining me. Um, um, Alvin Guerra, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. Subject reviews, thank you for joining me. All you guys, I really appreciate you guys joining me. And I really, really do appreciate you. So I'm either gonna have a show this Saturday in all probability, or the following Saturday. So thank you guys. Please, those who watch it, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Please subscribe. I don't do shows every week because I want my show to be unique. I want my shows to be unique, and I think that's the route I'm gonna go. Now, obviously, if more people subscribe to my channel and make more requests that I do more frequently, then I will. But I like my format. I like the way it's set up. Makes it unique. And so that's the route I'm going with as of right now. But again, if I get more subscribers, who you guys want me to have more shows, I'm definitely open to it. Maybe have one day do like a chat with you guys, the fans. Bring your questions, and if you guys also have know anyone from the movement that you guys want me to to bring on the show, you guys have to ask for it and ask them to come on. So but anyway, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me. It's been an honor. Mr. West Ashley, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. So keep your ears open. Who knows? December 25th. Maybe Zack may make the announcement Christmas Day. Maybe it'll be February 14th, 2/14. I don't know. But I do know we're close. So, and anyway, be good, be safe, take care, guys. Thank you for joining the Lou Centeno Show. Bye bye.